Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee House Comics. I'm back with another Pete story. This is called Got Thrown Out of the Chinese Buffet Because We Were Asked to Leave. Yeah, we got asked to leave because of Pete's gluttony and his tendency to overstay his welcome everywhere he goes, and also, he was quite intrusive. Let me start by saying that Pete could be, when it comes to food, he's got a very weird relationship with food. I don't know if he had food insecurity growing up, but he has a scarcity mindset. Like, if he thinks something's not going to be around, or I'm never going to get a piece of cake like this one, better grab it now, he'll do it. He was the kind of person who eats the last of something in the refrigerator, and even when he doesn't buy it, he'll just take the last thing, and he doesn't care. We've had plenty of arguments about this. I did a story about how he ate 9 slices of pizza while we were at my brother's house, and one of our friends only got 1 slice. Of course, he denied it. So that's another story. I'll link it below if you're interested. But anyway, so we went to the Chinese buffet, and this is a buffet that my brother and I went to a lot because it was in our hometown and we really liked it. It was slightly pricier than most buffets, but the food was really good. They had a great selection. They had a bigger selection than I've seen at any other buffet. And I like the sushi bar. My brother doesn't eat sushi, but I like it. You know, I love sushi, so I always like to get sushi when I go there. And also was very good. It wasn't the commercial crap that you find in the supermarket. Anyway, so we decided we were going to go to the Chinese buffet. No one else had been there except for my brother and I. So it was me, my brother Bob, Phil, Jay, and Pete. So when we first got there, he was arguing because they wanted us to pay up front. And that's how buffets usually work, at least the ones I've been to. It's pay one price, so you pay and then you go in and you eat whatever you want. So he was arguing, saying, shouldn't we be paying after we eat? And we're all like, no, son, that's not how it works. And then he started arguing about the price, and a line was forming behind us. So we were all trying to hurry him and keep it moving, and telling him, come on, Pete, stop arguing, just pay the money and let's go. Let's get in there and let's eat. So I'm sure some of you are wondering why we didn't just pay for him and let him pay him back later. And this is because it's a tactic he uses, where if he stalls enough that somebody will pay for him, and then he stalls on paying them back, and he never ends up paying you back. So we weren't going to do that. We just wanted him to pay and just keep it moving. So we made our way over to the food service area and grabbed our plates and utensils. And of course, Pete made a beeline over to the sushi bar, and he loaded up his plate with sushi, and he had 2 king crab legs sticking out of the top. His plate was piled high with sushi. Bob, Phil, and Jay, they got salad and a couple of cold appetizers, and they were fine. That's what they wanted to eat. And I got a little bit of salad, I got fruit, and then I went over and grabbed like 3 sushi rolls. So people are looking at Pete. His plate is like a towering plate of sushi, and people are just staring at him. And Pete's not the kind of guy who knows how to read a room. I told him many times he should just take what he likes and then maybe go back later for more if he wants. But that would be more discreet than having a towering plate of sushi going back to your table. So we were lingering and talking and eating our first course, our cold course. And he got up to get more sushi. And he came back with a plate that was just as piled high with sushi as before. And people are still looking at him. And we just finished eating our salads and everything, and we decided we're going to get our hot food. So he was ready to get hot food too. And we all went up there to the hot bar, and he's grabbing all the seafood, lobster tails, king crab legs, everything that's expensive. He didn't grab any rice or lo mein or anything like that, to offset it or to even have a carb on his plate. No, he grabbed all the fish and all the expensive stuff. And people are looking because he was like holding up the line around the buffet and reaching over people and just being a real horse's ass at this buffet. So we were all embarrassed. We just quickly went back to our table, and he also had like different sauces mixed together and sweet and savory mixed together, and he was leaving a trail as he's walking back to our table. We lingered, of course we're lingering over our plates of food and talking some more, and he goes up and gets more. He gets another towering plate of seafood from the hot bar, and he grabbed another towering plate of sushi on a dinner plate, not a sushi plate, not a salad plate, but a dinner plate. So the servers started noticing because they had been to our table about 3 times to pick up empty plates, and he couldn't even be discreet and use the same plate. He has to make a big show of it, and he's got plates all over the place, and he's grabbing a new plate every single time. So now it's time for dessert, for us at least. And so we go up to the dessert table and we each grab one dessert, and he grabs a big dinner plate from the dinner area and goes over to the dessert table. And now I think they were starting to close. They were starting to let things run out. He was complaining about that. He was like, "Don't you have any more king crab legs?" And the staff member's like, "No, and sorry, sir, we're not making any more. We're not bringing out any more. It's about 9 o'clock. We close at 10, so we're just not bringing any more." And he was like, "What kind of a buffet is this?" And he was just being a real ass. So we were like embarrassed again, and we told him to shut up, and not in so many words. We're just like, quiet, shh, like, be nice, And so we went back to the table, and we started getting involved with a discussion about economics and how small profit margins restaurants have and things like that. And most of us have worked in restaurants and food service, so he had no clue. I never heard of him working even like at a Quick Check or anything, so he has no idea. So we're arguing a little bit more, and the manager tells us we have to keep it down, and we're like, okay. So at one point, Phil had gotten up to get wonton soup. This happened while we were eating dinner, and we told him about his repeated visits to the sushi bar, and he had the nerve to say something about Phil. Well, what about him? He went up to get wonton soup. And we're like, well, yeah, but, that's just one discreet, quick, stealthy little trip. With you, it's very obvious. And also, he only went one extra time. You had been up there about 4 or 5 times already. So he was pretty pissed off about that. He was seething about that. And, another argument started to brew, and the manager's back again, telling him to be quiet, and he's seething again. So finally, we're done with our dessert, and he decides he's going to get some more sushi and more crab legs, and the people are taking the food away, and he's one step ahead of them, making sure he loads his plate. And finally, the manager just came over and said, "I'm sorry, but you have to go." So he got really mad because he wanted to finish eating whatever he was eating, and the manager's like, "No, I'm sorry, we're closing, and you've been here long enough." He was insulting the manager, insulting the restaurant itself, even putting the food down, making fun of the food. So the manager was like, "Listen, leave now or I'm calling the cops." So we start trying to corral him to get him out of there, and he just kept getting away from us and getting in the manager's face. So we didn't know what to do. We were like, we don't want him going to the police station. We wanted to just get him out of there and go home. So finally, the guys managed to corral him and get him out the door, and we get him into the car, and all the way home, we're making jokes about sending him a tiramisu with a file in it because he was eating tiramisu. He was not amused at all. He was pretty pissed off at all of us. And when we got home, he just went to bed. He didn't talk to us for a few days. And we also kept a low profile for a while. We waited about a month or so to go back to the buffet. And when we did, we apologized for Pete's antics. And the owner was like, that's okay. I think the manager was there too. And they both said, it's okay. We know you're good people. So I hope you like this story. If you do like this story, give it a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss another video.